All right, welcome back. September 16th, 25. 100 doing well, progressing fine in my eyes. You can obviously see that there's dust and stuff around, but still that's expected. We'll take care of that today. Um, the Macandra doing incredibly well. I thought for sure it would be covered in algae, and it's done nothing but grow. Um, Everything that we moved out of the 40 into here, except for the Macandra. Yeah, so we moved out of the 40 was actually just this lobelia, and it is suffering a little bit. And in fact, in the 120, everything from the 40 that went into the 120 is not doing well, except for a couple of them. So I think everything that came out of the 40 is just got to readapt to this environment, and that's what's caused the problem. There's some string coming off of this one and such, but again, not too worried about it. The 120 took a bigger hit because there was just more plants in general that got upset, and it seems like it threw this week right back to where we were. Well, not completely, obviously, but I'll show that to you. But definitely is taking a hit, and you're going to see it. Where the previous week was really nice. But today I am going to start getting this set up for a Dutch Scape, kind of holding the same layout. Today we're going to shorten this one, and I think I'm going to make it just even a little bit wider, and I'm going to bring it more to the glass. I'm going to pull all this Velho, Porta Velho out. I'm just going to kind of keep it in this area, and I'm going to have this Macandra taking up more space here. When we pull this up, I'm just going to keep all the healthy stems. I'm going to go ahead and toss anything with algae on it, and just keep it in that area. I think it'll look pretty cool. The street I might make a little bit more narrow, but not sure. The Barclaya is going to come out. I have a feeling with this. You can see just a few strands of it back here with the Augustifolia Elanthium back here that we're going to have a little too much grassy effect. So I still need another red. And I think I'm going to put in the Pascaria. It's actually doing just fine in the 120. There's just a little bit of fuzz on a couple of older leaves. And with every plant that's come out of the 40 being toast at this point, it's doing quite well, so I think it should just come in here and adapt just fine, and I will put it in this area here. So by making the street just a little bit more narrow, I'll get some more space onto this side, and I'll be able to make it a little bit wider bunch of the Pascaria. You can kind of see the limno finally coming up here, and I think maybe the idea is to bring the Augustifolia a little forward, and have it kind of more of like a centerpiece to this centerpiece. Maybe I take this section here and make sure that it's really coming forward so I have space for it. And maybe with this one being kind of so center, I'll have to look at it, but maybe we just do a smaller section of it, and let the Augustifolia kind of fill. I don't want it to be center, like right in here. I do want it to be over, but maybe having some more of it into the center, but not the actual center of the plant, will help break that up. And maybe I'll just have this stay lower, kind of more to the left. We'll just have to see. Everything else doing well. The Cryptocorean is doing well, and I'm just going to leave that alone for now and kind of just let it get used to this tank. That's pretty much going to be it today. If I can get this Augustifolia a little more forward, moved in behind it some, and so I can get some more space, because I don't want these two columns of plants to be exactly the same, and I can't really make this one too much bigger, but I can make this side a little thicker. So that's kind of my goal today, and we'll shoot over to the 120 so you can see kind of what happened this week. It's not terrible, but it's going to be a long maintenance day. All right, we'll move over to the 120. Here's the 120, and you can see, yep, it kind of, it grew a lot, but it's also picked up with the algae. The purple repens is literally like totally smoked at this point. So I am going to pull all of that out, and I think what I'll do is put it into the 75, which is basically the same as this tank. It's just in a much lower light situation, and let it get used to that kind of parameter before I bring it back. And maybe I won't bring it back because, like with what I mentioned in the last video, is we want this tank to be plants that are fast and are going to sell. And obviously that's the Mirio type. So I have decided the Colorado right about here is just going to go into the 40 for my personal collection. The Pascara here, again, don't know if I'm saying that right, is going to go into the 100. It's actually doing okay. I see some leaves with some fuzz. We'll just pinch those off. I know it's converting. The Natans in here doing super well. Both the Bacopas are starting, or not Bacopas, the Rotalas, the Rotundifolia, and the Orange Juice are starting to kind of get used to this tank, and they're growing. And in fact, midweek I did have to cut a few stems off the Orange Juice. I am, unless this thing like gets amazing looking, I might just keep a few stems of it in another tank because I really don't like it. It just kind of looks ratty to me, where when the Rotundifolia gets really nice, it just looks prettier to me. And that would open up some more space. But I think I think these pink ones, the one I took out and put into the 40 is looking like it should. And I think I'm just going to move those into the 40 and then just sell them off, and I'll just keep one for myself. Yeah, so once the purple repens is out and this one is out, I'm going to have more space, and we're just going to fill in with all the baby's tears and just fill out this whole area here. And then what we'll do out of the 75 is take all the aquatica, that's the Limno aquatica, and we're going to bring it into the place where the Rotala is because it sells so well. And it's so quick. So we'll have the Limno here, Mirio here. Also, I think I'm about to eliminate the Furcata altogether. It's a beautiful plant, it grows really fast, but you can see how it throws these roots, and it's kind of a lot of maintenance that if you're using it in Escape to keep it really pretty and nice, you got to go in and get all those roots every week, and that's tedious. It's very common to find, so I think if I just eliminate it from my collection, it's going to make more space. And if I ever want to get it in the future, you just buy it. That's it for the 120. Of course, we're going to get it all cleaned up as usual. The lily over here, the dwarf out of the 40 is, really upset because it was happier in the other tank, and it's just got to readjust to this tank. No problem. We're just going to cut all those leaves off and let it come back. Yeah, the Red Lotus is doing fine. It's just those older leaves that we've never clipped off that had algae from a while ago. We're kind of still there, so we'll just clip those off today. The cardamine definitely took a huge hit. All those leaves that we had just replanted to see if it would grow a new plant are smoked at this point, completely covered. We're just going to pull all that out, cut the plant back. There's algae-free new growth, and we're just going to let that come up. All right, that's it for the 120, and we'll see you all after everything's cleaned up. All right, thanks, guys. Okay, 100 looking pretty good. I think we did an excellent job getting it cleaned up, and we didn't do any shaping or anything like that. It was just kind of like we said, we're just going to try and change some positions. So I did take plants from behind this Macandra and just moved them forward into this area. And if it continues doing well, then we'll start working on the shape. Now the Velho here, we did remove it, and I'm just going to try this Helpheria again. I think it's a nice color difference and some different leaf shape, and we'll just see if it does okay. So it came out of the 40. Everything out of the 40 so far has, except for a few, have kind of just gone bunk on me. So we'll just see what happens. We did, or I did, move this over a little bit, and I also put this Augustifolia just a little bit closer. So hopefully we'll be able to get some limno in behind it eventually. We did move the Cleno over, and we got this street more narrow, and I'm actually liking how that looks. Put in the Pescacara, or however pronounced, and yeah, we'll just wait on that. We just trimmed the lily. We did not pull up and restart. I just trimmed off it down so it starts to get a little bit thicker. And limno, we just took some cuttings to, heavier algae areas. But I'm thinking this plant, we need to find something else. We're just going to keep it in the tank for now. But I will be on the hunt for something. Don't know what, but there's just really nothing in my collection that I'm seeing as a replacement, so I'll be hunting the internet. Did some spot dosing on the lobelia because it does have a little bit of fuzz. Not too worried about it. We've been going through this so long that I know what to do. With the spot dosing, we just used hydrogen peroxide, no glut this time because the glut does nuke the repens or the loose ends over there. So yeah, the only other thing might be trying is some contortionist val. I don't know because we've got Lacey here, we got Lacey here, but it's been catching my eye recently, and it stays a nice 12 inches or a little bit shorter. I don't know if I'll play around with that, but I'm just tossing it around in my head. All right, so here's the 100, not bad at all. Oh, and I think instead of, once we change the water, we'll test the NO3 just as a proxy to kind of everything else. If it's at 25, we're not going to raise it to 30, and we're just going to see what happens this week, keeping it more on the 25 side versus raising it to 30, and maybe things will calm down a little bit. We'll just see. Unfortunately, the side effect of that is things grow a little bit slower, but that's okay. We don't have a competition to do this year, so no big deal. All right, I will slide over to the 120 and show you what that's looking like after the big maintenance and big plant change. All right, thanks guys. Okay, 120 mostly cleaned up. We did not do the back wall. I did spray it though, so hopefully next week that'll just be easier to rub off. But yeah, we got everything spread out. Not much to update for the post clean. Water still just a touch cloudy or whatnot, no big deal. So yeah, just to reiterate, we'll try and hold at 25 versus going to 30 on the NO3, and we'll see how this week goes. I'll keep you updated. Also, I did put in a pH probe. My previous pH probe on the 100 was only 3 foot long, which worked fine for going into the sump, but I've gone ahead and bought a 10-foot cord. And we put it into the tank itself, and the pH now matches what I would expect with a black diamond blasting stand, and we're down to about a 4.92 on the 100, so that makes a lot more sense pH wise. I guess by the time it drips through the sump and then moves all the way over to the other side of the stump where the pH probe was, it was just reading higher, so it's a whole 0.1 difference, and I feel more comfortable with it. Other than that, we'll see you in a week or so. All right guys, thanks so much.